I understand, and actually, I agree. I'm someone who I might have a little bit of a spoiled vestige left in me. I guess it's hard to shake. When you grow up a certain way, you want to obviously replicate it, regardless if it's getting a job that you can, make enough money to replicate, what you had when you were younger, all that. Obviously, for me, I guess I can get the idea that I might be a little bit ungrateful at times in terms of the world, everything. I went on a fantastic trip this summer. At the end of the summer. It was unbelievable. I'm extremely grateful that I got to go on that trip. I mean, that obviously is an example of being ungrateful. Going on a trip, an island in Lake Superior, that was a blast. That was great. That was, fantastic. Um, Other things people do for me, I guess I'm not super grateful. I guess because they're not seen, I guess, as tying the knot on the package of why everything happened. I mean, there are things that are good that probably help me in certain areas and are fun, enjoyable, relaxing in nature, but they provide, I guess, context or closure as to why what happened and why things were the way they are and why they are the way they are, I guess. And in terms of, I guess, being, ungrateful, I guess, there's some of that. But I also, don't know why everything happened the way it did. I don't know. And, interestingly enough, one person I went with on that trip a while ago, came into town again, spent some time with me. And I remember, I really don't like going to the Mall of America, but they're from out of town, out of state. And I, went to Mall of America with them. I'm not a big fan of malls. I don't like the crowded nature of it. I don't really like, people, hyping and talking a bunch of, inconsequential stuff. Like, I went to Mall of America and, there's a heritage estate jewelry place. In the pawn industry, you deal with jewelry. I went and checked that out. There are some people in there on their social media talking about, being bad and gangster and how they're going to buy all this jewelry. And then they put it back and walked on to the next store. It's all this hype and projecting an image. It's phony. People putting things on credit cards you can't afford. But I went there and it was, more just to spend time with people. And I remember I was staring out, one time and I was just, looking and deep in thought. And the individual said, he's like, what's the matter? And I said, I honestly don't know. And he said, is the world's no longer your oyster, maybe. And to me, that holds a lot of weight, that you can only do so much with, I guess, a certain, attitude, perhaps. So, I honestly don't know what to say. Why was I lured?